Hello everyone, and welcome back to DMG. My HP PhotoSmart 945 here is one of my absolute favorite cameras of all time. Unfortunately, a couple things went wrong with it all at once. So, for one, the battery compartment door got a crack right near the hinge, so now it doesn't fully properly close. And the lens is stuck. It doesn't go all the way back inside the body. So unless you're zoomed to a certain focal length, it doesn't focus correctly. So unfortunately, I think it may be this camera's time to go to the big e-waste pile in the sky. So today we are going to dissect this gorgeous, wonderful, lovely camera and see what's inside. I guess in the spirit of old cameras, I'm using only my Canon XL1s today. Well, this camera went to Japan with me, as you may be able to tell by this adorable little cinema roll tag that I got in the official Sanrio store. Probably one of many official Sanrio stores in Japan. And it's a little sticker. It's an adorable little sticker. Now, if you haven't seen my original video on this, I do recommend you go watch it, because this is an absolutely fascinating camera in not just its photo capability, but particularly its ability to run user-created software. So, I play Doom on it, for example, and I've also written several programs that run on this camera and other similar ones from HP, Kodak, and Minolta. So it is a wonderfully, uniquely capable camera. Couple more screws, and then I think it should be good to pop the back off. And all of this is possible because it uses a Motorola 68000 derivative, a processor with pretty much the same architecture. So it's a very, very versatile, very programmable little 16-bit processor. There's one more secret screw here. And I guess that one wasn't fully out. Okay, that should be all of the screws. Oh. Funny. So does it, like, split down the middle? That may be what happens. Oh! More secret screws! There we go. Now she's coming apart. I actually had to disassemble and repair my PhotoSmart 912, which is also in a body made by Pentax. It's from the same series, and it was, I remember it being a miserable pain to get apart, so I guess it just follows in line that HP's other Pentax-built camera is the same way. Oh. Yeah, well, this is only supposed to happen when the lens is fully properly inside the body. But there we go. There's the camera. There it is from the front. Pretty much as you would expect. There's the lens assembly. I wonder if I can fix this, actually. This is, well, unfortunately I damaged it while taking it out, but here's the shutter assembly. So that's what closes to protect the little lens when not in use. I should discharge that flash capacitor because I've recently used it. There's a little crust down in the battery compartment. But what I'm really interested in is like the CPU and all that. Oh, there's one of the motors for zoom or focus or something. Plastic ring for, oh. Well, the lens is just dissecting in my hand here. Yeah, see, unfortunately, it's very stuck. It won't move past this point. So, probably some sort of mechanical failure is at hand, unfortunately. Oh, that was underwhelming. So, that's interesting. I didn't know that this was a separate part. Oh, and now the top should lift off. Perfect! Yeah, okay. So the puzzle The puzzle has been solved. The camera has been undone. Except for this one screw that was hidden under that panel that had the grip on top of it. Okay, so there's your dissected HP PhotoSmart 945. We'll get some clearer shots of that with the zoom here. So there's the front. There are the infrared sensors. Yeah, right here. These are infrared sensors for autofocus. And then this other sensor here, I am not exactly sure what it is, but it's interesting looking. I must dig into that a little further. On the back, it's pretty much what you would expect, board with buttons. There's your cold cathode backlit LCD display made by Sanyo. There's your other LCD up top, your little buttons and switches. So I bet the CPU and stuff is going to be under this board. So if we dig a little deeper, so it seems like with a bunch of screws, this metal plate should just lift up. Oh yeah, so a lot of ribbon cables connected to a board under this one. So that's definitely where the processor hardware will be, and I think it may just be tape securing the two boards together, but we will make sure that that is the case. Oh, so this is like one contiguous giant evil ribbon cable. We'll pop it off of here. And then, yeah, so all of this is one contiguous assembly. That is a very interesting construction. Not at all what I expected to see. There's a couple wires securing it. I mean, I think the display, yeah, okay, the display can come out now. These little LCDs are always fun to play with if you can find a controller board or something that can drive them. They're fun to plug in and put some images through. I'm already seeing some absolutely rad looking hardware under here. I am excited. Oh, the speaker. The speaker is soldered to the board. It's not held by a ribbon cable or... Oh. Well, that's just a little plastic piece. And then this is taped down. Okay, so that's one more, and our board is free. We may as well go ahead and pop the rest of this off just to get it out of the way. Oh my god, it goes all the way to the front. And it has the shutter button on it too. This is an extensive, like, membrane. Like half the camera is connected to this one. Oh my lord, and it's this sensor too? Okay, so this one membrane has all of the buttons in the whole camera on it, plus these sensors and the LED at the front, and it all plugs in over those two little ribbon cables at the bottom. And then you're left with the rest of the camera. So, speaking of ribbon cables, there's the LCD has its ribbon cable right there, and I guess it gets power from the front. And under here, oh my lord, is that still wet? It's still wet. This thermal pad is still very effective. Still got the little imprint of the chip on it too. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and pop the CPU, so, whoa, the speaker off, just so it's out of the way. I mean, check out that chip. That is a serious CPU for a digital camera to have. That's a big guy right there. Now the markings read Agilent HD CP 3020. Is that just like DDR RAM? I think it might be. Whoop, can't focus at that range. Yeah, here, that's a flash chip, and this I think is just DDR RAM. It's labeled with a revision number and the plant of manufacture. I don't think that is important information. We're gonna... Oh no, it's one of those paper stickers that likes to tear. Oh, well that's a big shame. It looks like when the, you know, from years and years of sticker glue being applied, it's eaten away at the lettering on the chip. I think I see the Micron logo M there, but I won't be able to read any of the rest of the markings, so we don't know what capacity this is. Actually, no, I do. It's 16 megabytes. I saw that from the program that I wrote that looks at the chip and says, how much RAM do you have? And the operating system answers 16 megabytes. So that's 16 megabytes of RAM. That's your like ROM chip with the factory OS on it. Of course, there's your compact flash reader. I wonder how much deeper we can get in this little guy. This flash capacitor is starting to make me a little nervous. I wonder if I can pull it out and discharge it yet, because we are getting to the point where boards I'm touching could be directly connected to it, and I've gotten, you know, it's not like deadly, it's just very unpleasant to unexpectedly get hit with, I think it's like 330 volts. Oh sweet, there's even more on the back side of this board. Oh, well, there's the microphone right there. Also not socketed. That's a shame, so if I want it off, I'll just have to, like, rip it off. Okay, a well-insulated screwdriver has been retrieved. Doing this shit always scares me more than it should. Because it makes a big noise and a spark. Okay, flash capacitor is discharged. That's always a good, safe thing to do. Smells like ozone now. I still can't get over the fact that it has a tiny copper heatsink for its processor. I love that so much. That it's so powerful that it actually needs that level of cooling. I can't imagine what else is possibly holding this board down. Like, yes, there are wires under it, but... Whoa. What are you? Oh, that's funny. So this transformer here, this would probably be for the flash. So this transformer would take the the 330 volts from the capacitor and increase it to like 15,000 or something insane at a super low amperage to fire the flash bulb. Sorry, I think it's 1500, not 15,000. But still, it significantly increases the voltage from the capacitor even further so that the xenon can be lit. Well, there's the battery compartment out. Okay, we can take the screen off now. It's connected to the other board, and I guess the other board has the CCD on it too. Yeah, cute little guy. I think it's about 320 by 240, roughly. Yep, there we go. Oh! What? I wonder what this capacitor is for. I wonder if this was originally for keeping the clock? Or is that like a battery? No, that's definitely a capacitor. 5.5 volts, 0.22 farads. So that's a decently huge capacitor. So I think the intention here was that it would keep the clock if you switch out the batteries. But unfortunately, this capacitor no longer does its job, because that was a huge complaint of mine with the PhotoSmart 618, that the clock lost time when you switched the batteries out. So it looks like that wasn't originally what would have happened. I'm sorry, whatever you are, wire, you're going to get pulled. What else is here? We have an HP chip here that's actually copyright HP. We've got something from Okidata. What are you? Connexent. Probably like image processing or compression or something. And then like this Temu unmarked, like unbranded chip. All right, yeah, this is where the image sensor is going to be. Once again, on a ribbon cable. You couldn't even see that. HP sure does love their ribbon cables. So yeah, we will pull this CCD out and have a peek at it. Look how huge the USB port is on the board. There it is. Big reveal in 3, 2, 1. Little reveal. Whoa, okay. So this is awesome. So on this ribbon cable is an analog digital converter. That's a great design. So CCDs are analog. The CCD sensor will pump out an analog signal. But for signal integrity reasons, I guess, so they're not running an analog signal around all of these electronics where interference could play, could get picked up. It's immediately converted to digital right after the CCD and then transmitted into the camera board. That's really, really cool. And then, of course, yeah, you get your sensor there. Actually, that's probably about the size of the sensor in the XL1 that you're looking through right now. Early CCDs were very, very small. This is really cool. You don't usually see like flexible PCBs. And it looks awesome from the back too. If you're holding it up to the light, you can see light shining through these traces. That's super neat. You can kind of see it there. All right, well, that's pretty much the super interesting part. Now, I guess these are the big transformers. The big transformer is labeled February 22nd, 01, so that gives you an idea of the era. This is oh, Rubicon, okay, so that's a good capacitor. We're gonna desolder and save that, actually, because those are extremely useful. Aw, look at the tiny aperture for the lens, for that tiny, adorable little CCD. That's so cute. No, I was wrong again. Okay, so there's a motor there, and then these bits shrouded by metal are actually gearboxes. And you can see behind the flash capacitor, you can see some little gears. Those are gearboxes for driving the lens. So let's, oh my god, more ribbon cables. So let's take a peek inside those. My table is strewn, littered even, with just pieces of camera right now. I'm just going to assume that this little fella takes 3 volts because that seems like a reasonable assumption. We're gonna get a little battery pack here. There it goes. Yeah, that's adorable. Yeah, would you look at that? This one keeps trying to run away. Funny, funny little guys. So, and then your other lens motor is down there. Does this... Okay, I think this whole bottom might then come off. I think that might be the logical next step of disassembly. Boom, boom. Some of these screws are a little trickier than others, but I think... Oh! Well, it just fell out into my hand, but... So this is the interface board with, like, the USB and the power on it. It doesn't actually have any logic, just, like, capacitors and little transformers and inductors and stuff, and it plugs into this board below it that has... Looks like another big transformer on it that plugs into the other board over another big connector. Nice tantalum caps in there. There's actually a whole lot to salvage from these boards if you're resourceful. Yeah, there's one of the other lens motors that drives probably something extremely fine like the focus. We'll see if I can perceive a difference. Yeah, I think that's the focus. It's difficult to tell, but oh, well, with the mechanism removed, this is now working. So I can move that in and out. So yes, the geared mechanism that I played with earlier, that was for the zoom, and then this one is for the focus. Yeah, so with the motor gone and nothing to lock it in place, the little gears here can just spin freely. So you can zoom in and out all you would like. Okay, well there's pretty much no further I can go. That was a pretty comprehensive and extensive disassembly of this camera. You know, I'm still really sad that it died, and I might go out and find another, because this took some absolutely excellent photos for its era. I racked up like 21,000 shots on the shutter. So, absolutely fantastic camera. It was well loved, it was well used, but I thought you all might just be interested in seeing a final like disassembly and checking out the CCD and the board with the CPU on it, and the funny little gears, and all of that. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you're liking the XL1s. I know they're not the highest like resolution, but they have really good colors, and they're wonderful to shoot with. Yeah, but that's it for this one. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll come back next time.